This is Phoenix Ball. Welcome to Phoenix League.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the second match in the second round of the Ohio Phoenix League. This match will be between the Mystic Falcons and the DarkRiders. This is the DarkRiders' first time fielding in the Ohio Phoenix League. Of course, we all saw that the Falcons were on last week's video. Seems they have compressed themselves down to one team though this week, so we'll see how that team does. Oh, we're about to begin the round soon. It will be interesting to scout the talent on the other side of these. I myself am curious what strat the DarkRiders are going to be employing here. I see a druid, a wizard, an assassin, a scout, a bard, and a warrior. So it seems like they got their casters pretty well situated. They seem to know about what the right casters are for this scenario. We shall see. They could have just got lucky. Falcons rolling out with a bard, a druid, two druids it looks like. Looks like they learned their lesson from last week. An archer and a warrior. Silas is their bard. As many of you might know, that he got picked up by the Stack Deck team, but he still fitting with his company out here. Oh, and a hero like Cancerfeet being cast. Oh, and Silas is getting his verbals out there. He is a determined mofo, getting up in them walls. I believe this druid here has a naturalize. He's trying to get off his dispels. Juicy would probably be a good target for that, but we'll see what happens. Oh, and the man takes a spill. That man had a family. Oh, and Juicy has taken quite a lot of punishment. They did finally knock down the giant. Oh, and looks like the counter-strike. The warrior's trying to throw the blocks as the warrior's supposed to do. Oh, but he is frozen. Probably pinned by the archer. Let's see if anybody can get up there and mend his set for him. Oh, no, he had a hardened shield. No problem. Hardens the shit like that. Well, the assassin here apparently seems to have a ton of throwies, and he has found a good wall. They're trying to play a tactic. Oh, and Juicy is back up. Oh, trying to knock down that tree. Look at him go. The Reeves have called Juicy dead. So if you see this later, what you just saw is a team score. It get called back, and then it get uncalled back because it was actually the opposing team that knocked over the bucket. The bucket rules are tricky. They can be abused. But luckily the Reeves seem to be on their game as long as they put the ball in the middle of the field. Looks like we got some rock music going on behind us here. course, we're here for Game 2 of Round 2 of the Ohio Phoenix League. We are at Members Well this week in Eaton, Ohio. It is at 7 Mile Park, even though the Waterworks Park actually looked a little nicer, but hey, whatever. Apparently the Waterworks Park is a drug haven. Quote Artie 2017, because apparently he knows. I do wonder if Artie would fail a DarkRider drug test.
I don't think I can pass. I don't think I have enough in my system.
Oh, so you would fail it. The Warrior is pinned. Oh, and an ice ball! A timely ice ball on the Archer. Oh, released. Release is awesome like that. Good use of the Swifts. I don't know. Him. Silas is calling the team forward. They have answered. The Dervish is insubstantial. Look at that Archer. Oh, bro, it's broken. And it looks like Cats here has joined me on commentary.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the Twitch Silas right here. Chaining Song of Deflection while spamming the other team with verbals. Oh, he looks like... Oh!
Dead from the volatile state. That volatile state is deadly. Deadly. Falcons got him in the hole, but the Riders have a good goal line stand here. They was chopping down that juicy tree earlier. Let's see if they can keep going.
I see what they're doing. They're steadily taking the ball to that bucket.
Little confusion on the numbers for the DarkRiders, but it looks like it's taken care of.
Whoa. Ricketts with some good dodges.
Yeah, you wouldn't think a guy like that.
But no, he can dodge pretty well.
He can dodge pretty well.
Oh. He has a good ice ball. They're slowly getting to that bucket. Oh, Ricketts finally gets hit.
That was quite a lot of dodges from Ricketts there, though. That should make the highlight reel.
They're finally getting up. Looks like that play might happen. Oh, phase arrow. Twitch phase arrow.
The goal line stand is still standing.
And Juicy is frozen.
Juicy is released. That's probably the end of the stand. It's time for the Falcons to do everything but score.
Juicy leading his team, and the Falcons score.
And again, we're here for Game 2 of the Ohio Phoenix League and Members Well.
I don't know if they can hear me shouting from this side, but we'll see if they can.
You can see by the marks. Really loud. A little bit of a technical support from south side. Woohoo! I know things. Damn it. Do you also drink? No, I'm not a midget. 20 seconds till the next round starts.
This is a really good match. I walked out here and saw these teams. These teams are pretty evenly matched.
Yes, I agree so. It seems like they all have a few ideas. Kind of interesting how this is working. Falcons are seeming to rely on the juicy tank.
I've met a couple of these casters on the DarkRiders on the field before, and they are pretty good. Twilis especially.
Twilis, I've seen Snaps do some pretty cool stuff with Bard.
Snaps is a good Bard. I usually see him as a healer, but he seems to have gotten that healer is not quite as good in Phoenix League, but Bard is a solid class.
It seems like Rain is doing a complete throwy assassin.
Yep. I'm not sure. I just got here. We have Bane joining us on commentary. Bane with his famous voice.
I believe it is 1-0 Falcons, but I'm not sure because the first score got pulled back.
Oh, waste.
Silas is determined.
Oh, Wizard.
The Wizard with the steel life essences. No, Southside's filming. That camera's not going.
Oh, and the... Oh, Snaps is frozen.
Oh, and they're locking him into that location. Doesn't look good for him. I would think the Falcons would be a little bit more aggressive, but it seems they're happy with their position.
Oh, field awareness kill.
Oh, yeah. Somebody mistaken and entangled for a frozen.
And out comes Juicy. Here he comes.
And here's that goal line stand. And there goes that goal line stand.
Oh, Juicy. Up there goes Rain.
Oh! In assassinating that assassin!
Yeah, high crossing is not a good strategy if you're...
Oh, and Snaps gets a warning for the wrong incant coming out of Frozen.
Yes, there we go.
Is that 2-0, Juicy? You guys? 2-1. The score is 2-1 here, Mystic Falcons.
These games are really close, though. It's definitely not like one team having the advantage of the over. I think if I were to give it a slight advantage, I'd give a slight advantage to the Falcons.
I highly doubt that the skunk rule will come into play today.
Yeah.
At least in this match.
I was going to say the skunk rules already came into play today.
I mean, yeah, it's already coming to play against the stack deck versus Temple of Vanguard.
Although Stack Deck did get scored on for the first time in Phoenix League play.
Stack deck did get scored on. That was an unprecedented event.
Yes.
With,
but they still won 11-1, so.
well, the big reason we got scored against was Artie, the Twitch person on Vanguard team.
He is a quick, annoying fighter. I'll give him that.
I talked to Artie after the game, and it turns out he is not a 6th-level wizard, so he was actually playing a low-level wizard.
Well, that's interesting. At events, most people play 6th level of all their classes. But,
Warriors stopped.
This guy died trying to look at his list.
That's why you have to keep your spells memorized, folks.
Yep. Or at least the 5 or 6 they use.
Knocks out the wizard's sword.
Apparently they don't have men's on that team because the wizard is just dropping.
Is he playing a peasant?
I was explained to you that he is holding an ice ball.
Juicy approaching
He
us.
just didn't want to recast his ice ball.
I don't know how I feel about pages on the field during the gameplay.
Yes, Bane brings up an issue. There are pages on the field during gameplay, but they might be
Those
actually
throwies
blocking
are really
certain
good against
shots
rain.
and stuff. It's very important for pages to stay out of all combat scenarios.
Walking right through it, and she's actually been hit with throwies because they assumed she was playing, which I did too.
Bane bit does bring an interesting point. A good point.
I'm not sure why the wizard isn't going against Juicy. Juicy, like that.
Snaps is frozen on the left side. Rickus is bringing up his balls. Juicy standing ground.
Oh,
and Rickus dies to the scout. Oh, and the druid takes an arrow. The numbers are down.
Juicy, my power, Og. That's
Juicy, my power, Og. That is not the correct incant, if anybody was curious.
That's a throw-in.
The arrow.
Okay.
And again, we're here in Game 2 of Round 2 of the Ohio Phoenix League. The score is now...
Is there a rule about pages on the field during gameplay?
It's usually done by the Reeves. I think the pages can't be in the middle of things.
I believe the score is 4-1. Could be 3-1 though. I'm kind of bad at this part. running into a small controversy with Pages.
Falcons A team told me that they learned a lot from their match with us a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I look forward to fighting them again.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of discussions with them at Ohio during the Origins Gaming Convention. Good time. Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Go if you can.
Hey, I'm not even sponsored by them, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push Gen Con. I don't know what weekend it is. Look it up on the internet that you're watching this movie on right now. But I would go to Gen Con.
Yeah. And don't ask too many questions about the amp card booth. I mean, the not amp card booth.
Plenty battery.
All right.
So we have plenty of battery. We've got a technical check, so we're still doing commentary. DarkRiders come out. The body language is looking a little low, but seems like they still got a strategy. Juicy is on the bench to begin the round. Oh, and interesting, the Mystic Falcons actually have a bench.
I wonder how many suppressive Silas starts those are.
Get a shot of that bench. Yes, the Mystic Falcons have actually brought a bench for their bench players today. Yes, look at Juicy there taking a nice rest, a nice earned rest. All that armor is really hard to wear.
You got a couple of balls off with the scout. Oh, Ray.
Are the Warriors back looking for a mend? Oh, Snaps is playing hero ball and not doing too bad at it, actually. Oh, look at that chaos. Oh,
Chaos.
and then Juicy's off the bench.
I know Juicy thrives in chaos.
Yes, and Juicy makes very good use of the scavenge ability for Warrior to get his armor back.
Juicy stopped.
And Silas gets the point. And it is halftime of the second round of the Amp Card Phoenix League.
Now we